Hello and welcome back to the channel, guys. So today we're going to be testing the RX 9070 XT Power Color HellHound edition of the card. I'm going to be playing Mafia the Old Country. I'm going to be pairing it with the Ryzen 9000X3D. I'm going to be using 32GB of DDR5. And here's how the GPU looks inside of the ASUS separated case. Alright guys, let's get into the video. Alright guys, so we're starting out with 4K. I have FSR quality. I do have FSR4 enabled, so you do have to enable it in the driver. And I have epic settings on the moment. Let's run around here for a little bit. So we're getting around 50 FPS. Nothing crazy, but I have to say it's still pretty decent considering this is a UE5 title. It's really hard to run. The 0.1% lows are dropping a little bit now. We are dropping even more. So we're dropping to like 45, 44 FPS. It's a really, really demanding game to run, guys. Even the 5090 was struggling. So I had to enable FrameGen even with the 5090, guys. It's just such a hard game to run. We are going to try out frame generation in a minute. With frame generation, it's actually pretty decent. I will show you guys that in a minute. But yeah, the textures are amazing. This game it's just an amazing game. It really does look beautiful. I do recommend you guys picking up. I have finished the game already. I've literally finished it in like 2 days. I was really just playing this game a lot. I wanted to finish it so I can make some videos on it. And the story is really enjoyable. There is some, repetitive stuff happening, like the knife fights are pretty annoying. Let me know if you guys have finished this game, because I'm curious to see if you guys, played it, if you enjoyed it or not. Please let me know in the comments below. I'm interested to see. But yeah, the performance is not too bad, considering the settings we have on. I'm going to enable some frame generation quickly. Right, guys, so we're still in 4K, FSR quality. I have enabled frame generation, and I'm still on epic settings. Right. So we're getting like 88 FPS. It seems to like frame generation always seems to, fix the stuttering and stuff. So it has fixed it a little bit. The 0.1% lows on like 56. I'm going to go up here. So hopefully nothing happens to the game, because this is like a loader. All right, yeah. So it tells me to return. I have, just loaded a chapter in the game because I already finished it, like I said. So I just literally loaded a random chapter. I'm back. I just had to check if someone was knocking because I'm waiting for a parcel to come. But yeah, the performance is not too bad. We can always lower the settings and get a bit more FPS. I would probably recommend like high settings. We are going to try that out in a minute. But high settings probably would be the best with this GPU, just to get the FPS a bit higher so it feels a bit smoother. Because when you're getting 40 FPS, 60 FPS with frame generation, it's not the best. I think if you get around 80 FPS without frame generation, then when you enable, frame gen, it feels so much smoother than just more responsive. And there is a lot of shooting in this title, so I would recommend, having at least 70, 80 FPS before, before enabling frame gen. And the game does still look really good on high settings. I will show you guys that in a minute, but yeah, the performance is not too bad though, considering how hard this game is to run. Okay, so we're still in 4K, FSR quality, and I did put the settings to high now, and I did turn off frame generation for now. So the high settings now. And we're getting around 70, 75 FPS. It does depend where you look. So if you look over here, you're going to get like 63. So yeah, it does really depend where you're looking, but around 70 FPS we're getting. The 0.1% lows are 49 FPS, so it's doesn't look amazing, but the base FPS seems to be really good. So when you enable frame gen, we are going to see quite a substantial difference, and it should be a bit smoother with frame generation. Let me run around a bit around this area, because this area seems to be a bit more demanding. So yeah, 65, 64 FPS. Sadly, we can't go too far because it keeps telling us to, to go back, but I'm going to try and run around a bit more different areas just to show you guys. But yeah, I mean, it's pretty decent, honestly, because these settings are so hard to run. Like, this game is pretty unoptimized, I would say. So just seeing, 60, 70 FPS with high settings in 4K, I think it's pretty decent. Especially when you can enable frame generation and get even more FPS. I do recommend frame gen, guys, and all of the games basically now, except of course if you're playing FPS games, I don't recommend it. But if you're not playing FPS games, I do recommend frame gen. It just makes the game start, stuttering like this, which it's not really that stuttery at the moment, but it can get stuttery for sure. So it can, it just fixes a lot of issues, frame generation. So I do recommend it, guys. And FSR4 just looks stunning in this game as well, I have to say. Because I finished it on the 5090 this game, and, you know, it looks very, literally, DLSS 4 and FSR4 look so similar. Like, I would not be able to tell if, you know, I'm playing on the DLSS or or FSR. I would not be able to tell whatsoever. It just looks so good. Alright guys, so we're still in 4K, still FSR on quality and high settings, and I did put frame generation on. Let me restart the counter. There you go. So we're getting 115 FPS now. It is so smooth. I am feeling a little bit of a delay though. I have to say it does feel a little bit delayed, but you know, it feels so much smoother now. 120 FPS is, it's a big difference from, you know, 80. So it does feel really nice now. Really, really nice. It's just a little bit delayed, but it's nothing that you can't handle, I think. And it feels so much smoother now, and it looks so insane. It still looks really nice, so yeah. Really impressive stuff. Really good settings, I think. If you're playing in 44p, you probably don't even need, you know, any of this frame generation. So if you really don't like using it, you can probably turn it off. But we are going to test 1440p in a minute to see. But yeah, I'm really happy to see, you know, over 100 FPS with high settings and FSR quality with frame gen. It does look really nice. Feels pretty decent. If you play it for a little bit, you are going to get used to this, you know, delay, so should be fine. But you can definitely feel the delay, sadly. It's nothing too crazy, but I can definitely feel it. In some titles, you can't really feel it that much. I think in like Cyberpunk, I didn't feel it too much, but in this game, I can definitely feel it. What was that, guys? Did you guys see them textures there? They went so weird then. I don't know what the hell happened, but textures were having some issues. Right, let me run up over here. Hopefully it doesn't start the... Probably will, but... There he is. Right, I don't want to talk to him though. At the moment. Yeah. Right, I think I might try medium settings quickly, and I might just jump to 4040p because I don't want this video to be like 20 minutes long, so... Alright guys, so we're still in 4K, FSR on quality, and I did put medium settings on. Sadly, the global illuminations doesn't want to go any further down than high, so I'm just going to have to leave it on high. And the rest of the settings on medium. No frame generation at the moment, so... And we're getting 86 FPS when we're looking that way. Getting around 75, 72 over there. So I think the lowest you're going to get is probably around 72, 70 FPS. So not too bad. We are dropping to 43 FPS on a 0.1% low, sadly. Also, I've noticed that this game likes to use a lot of VRAM as well. So we're using like nearly 12 gigabytes of VRAM with medium settings in 4K. So it does like to use VRAM. I didn't really look before how much it was using. Probably was using like a gig or two more, but yeah, this game does like quite a lot of VRAM. So I'm quite what do you call it? Quite interested to see the 9060 XT 16 gigabyte how it does in this game. I'm gonna test that later, so yeah, I'm just gonna test all the cards probably in this game today. But yeah, it's not too bad, guys. 80 FPS, around 80 FPS with these settings, and the game still looks really decent, like with the medium settings. I have to say, it still looks really nice. Probably not too big of a difference from high here, so yeah, it still looks pretty nice. The hell's this? Got some goodies there. Yeah, it still runs pretty decent so far. You are probably going to get these stutters, sadly, because it is UE5, but other than that, though, I think you should be fine with medium settings in 4K. I think I'm going to pop frame generation on quickly, and then we're going to go to 4040p. Alright guys, so we're still in 4K. FSR on quality, we have frame generation on, and we have medium settings. Alright. So we're getting 140 FPS now. Again, it feels really smooth like I did before. We were getting like, what, 120 before with the high settings, so... And frame generation. So yeah, it does feel really smooth. There's still a little bit of that delay. Or, I don't know, it's just frame generation. What can you do? I've noticed that the NVIDIA cards, I think, are a little bit better with frame generation. Like, you know, because it's got that MFG and it just feels so much smoother. Yeah, I think the NVIDIA card's a little bit better at that, but it's still not too bad. You can definitely get used to it, so... You know, it's not the worst thing ever. Especially when you're getting, you know, 130 FPS. You're not going to be having too much issues with this guy. I don't like that guy too much. I'm not going to lie. Let me know if you guys like this guy over there. It's a really annoying guy. It's so hot in my room as well because it's like 20 degrees outside. And you guys know how it is in the UK. When it's 20 degrees, it's absolutely boiling everywhere. And I got 2 PCs on as well. So I'm absolutely boiling in this room at the moment. So I'm just trying to get this video recorded as fast as possible, basically. But yeah, it's just running really well now, guys, I have to say. I think I'm just going to jump straight to 4040p. There's no point, you know, sitting there and just running around when we're seeing like 130 FPS. Alright, guys, so we're finally in 4040p, FSR on quality, no frame generation at the moment, and we're playing with epic settings. Alright, let me start walking around. So we're getting like 68 FPS. Alright, mate, no, I'm alright. Let's just keep going. So yeah, we're getting a pretty decent performance. 70 FPS, but it's 43p. I mean, it could do a little bit better in 1440p, I have to say. We are going to lower the settings in a minute just to see how much more FPS we can get. But I think we're probably going to get around 80, 85 with high settings. But we are going to test that in a minute. I'm going to test frame generation first with these settings. So, I mean, it's decent enough because we are getting over 60. But, you know, it's still pretty weird. Like, when I move my mouse and stuff, it does feel a bit choppy. It is dropping a little bit under 60. So, we're hitting 53, 54 FPS on the 1% lows. Still using around 12 gigabytes of VRAM nearly. So, yeah, this game does use so much VRAM. It's actually insane how much VRAM it uses. But it still looks really good, guys, in 43p. Even for me, with my 4K monitor, it still looks really good. So, when on your 4040p monitor, it should look so good. Honestly, it should look really nice. If it looked good for me, it should definitely look good for you. Yeah, I mean, I think these settings are pretty decent. You could still probably get away with these settings and enjoy the game. But I think probably high settings will be the best. Because you are going to get a little bit more, you know, performance. And the game won't look too different. But yeah, I'm going to try out frame generation quickly now. Right, guys, so we're still in 4040p. FSR on quality, frame generation's on, and we're still on the epic settings. Let's have a look what FPS we're going to get now. So 120 now. So we were getting like, what, 65 before? 70? Yeah, and we're getting like basically double the FPS now, so 120. Of course, you do feel a bit of the delay, like I said before. But yeah, you're still getting 130 FPS, 120 FPS, so it's still really smooth. So it's nothing really to complain about. It's not the end of the day. But I'm actually curious how much FPS we're going to get in 4040p with high settings, because if you don't have to enable frame generation, it would probably be the best thing, because in this game there is a lot of shooting and you can actually feel that delay, like I said. So probably would be the best not to feel it. Especially with the amount of shooting you are going to do in this game, because there's so much shooting. Like I said before, I have finished the game, so I know how much shooting there is in this game. But yeah, I mean, other than that delay, it does feel really nice, really smooth. So yeah, feels pretty decent, except from, you know, that delay. But it looks really nice as well. But yeah, I think I'm going to turn off frame generation, go to high settings, and going to see the FPS. Right, guys, so we have 4040p still on, FSR on quality, and no frame generation. And we are playing with high settings now. We've got high settings on. And we're getting 104 FPS. So this is a big bump from, you know, epic settings now. It's a massive bump. Yeah, these are probably the settings I'll be playing with this GPU on in 4040p. You know, you don't have to have that delay from frame generation, and you're getting literally 100 FPS. And it feels great, honestly. Now when I move my mouse, it feels really good. And the 1% lows are looking amazing as well. The 0.1% lows are looking good. Even in this demanding area, like, it was really dropping before. We're not dropping under 60. I mean, under 100, and on the 1% lows, we're not dropping under 60. So, feels really good, guys. It really does. It looks fantastic and it feels great. Yeah, these are definitely the settings I'll be playing on with this GPU. Especially in 4040p. I think in 4K you should definitely enable frame generation, because over there you're not getting the most FPS, but in 4040p you definitely can get away with it and still get really nice visuals. Yeah, it just feels amazing, guys. It really does. This guy's chatting again. Alright. Yeah, these are definitely the best settings. Let me know what you guys genuinely think about this game. I said that before, but you know, some people just skip a lot. So yeah, I'm just gonna say again, just let me know what you guys think, you know, about this game, because I've seen a lot of controversial stuff, like a lot of people complaining about the game. So I personally enjoyed the game a lot, and it's also my first Mafia game I've ever played as well. So I wasn't even going to get this game, but I saw a lot of Twitch streams and stuff, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna get this game and see how it is. It's actually a pretty decent game, so really enjoying myself. I think I'm going to test out frame generation quickly, and I think I might end the video there because we're already getting 100 FPS, so I don't think there's a point even testing medium settings. You probably are going to get like 10-15 FPS more with medium settings, but yeah, I'm going to test out frame generation. I'm probably going to end the video because it's probably around 15 minutes already. So alright guys, still in 4040p, FSR on quality, high settings, and I do have frame generation on as well. Let's have a little look quickly. There you go. So 170 now. So yeah, this is fantastic. To be fair, it actually does still feel like it does feel really good now as well. Like 160 FPS is just, I don't know, guys. I think the best thing to do is try that frame generation, because you are getting more FPS, and just see if it bothers you, that delay. If it doesn't bother you, just keep it on, and if it does bother you, just turn it off simply. And especially with these settings, you're going to be fine without it. And I think it's good to check, you know, good to even get used to it, because a lot of games now, you really do need that frame generation, so it's probably good to get used to it. But with high settings, you don't really need it. So if you are playing with 4040p high settings, you should be completely fine without it. But I think anything other than that, you should probably, any other settings from that, you should probably try and enable frame gen, because it just doesn't feel the best. But yeah, as you guys can see, 160 FPS, it feels great, it feels smooth. And I think I'm going to end the video here, because I want to make this video like 20 minutes long. It probably will be somewhere there anyway, so I'm going to try and cut out a little bit of the video just to not make it too long. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Comment, like, subscribe, guys, and see you guys in the next one. Thank you for watching.